What's up everybody, I am Schlager Lucas and welcome to the second season of Eurovision Song Contest Previews. In this series of episodes, I'm going to review all 37 songs that are competing in this year's Eurovision Song Contest taking place in Liverpool, United Kingdom. And I'm going to share all of my opinions of these songs to you. But I'm not doing this all by myself. I invited different guests for each episode and they're going to share their opinions as well. And just like last year, we're going to rate each song from 0 to 5. Let's not waste any more time. This is the second season of Schlager Lucas edition of Eurovision Song Contest Previews. So, welcome back to episode 3 of Eurovision Song Contest Previews. In this video, I'm going to react to the first half of the songs that are competing in semi-final 2. And for tonight's guest, I have Noosh with me. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me on here. It's a great pleasure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting through these songs with you because you've never listened to them, and that's a pretty funny one because obviously I've looked at some of these songs, but they're all really good, so you're in for a treat.
I'm also excited to see this is the first time I am filming myself reacting to them for the first time. It's going to be awesome to let my audience see how I feel about them as well. And it feels very exciting for me to have different guests for each episode, you know, to have different minds between the songs and such.
Exactly. It's always nice to have a different perspective because we do have very different tastes, everyone in the community does, so yeah.
You're absolutely right about that. So let's start this episode, shall we?
Yes, let's go.
And the first country we are going to react to is Armenia. This year they are sending the 21-year-old brunette and she's going to perform Future Lover. This is Armenia.
I just wanna make art, read books and just find someone who likes me enough to kiss my face.
Intrigued already?
She's beautiful, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. Pretty harmonic.
Yeah, very. I love what she's wearing as well. It's like traditional but modernized. Like the plaits are quite Armenian. So
she's so pretty.
I know.
I love the music already.
Yeah, it's very atmospheric.
I like this being very orchestral and not this typical Armenian music they usually have, but this is very intriguing.
I was gonna say wait for it.
Bit of rapping.
Yeah. It really builds, that's for sure.
It does.
This is my favorite part, this bit. The Armenian.
Wow, that was pretty nice.
Yeah, it's in true Armenian style with the quality, I think. But what do you think about it? Because my first impression, I'll tell you about it in a second, but I want to know what you thought first glance.
I absolutely love how to start with the piano and being it was very laid back and calm, you know, being very sweet and such, and I love the way she was singing at first. Maybe I kind of lost a little bit of my interest in it when she was starting singing a little bit faster, than the music become a little bit more higher produced, but overall I thought the song was very intriguing, especially at the beginning of it. Maybe the middle didn't interest me enough, but I love it actually got better at the very end of it, so I thought it was very good. I don't know how she's gonna translate this into a live performance in Eurovision, but it better look intriguing, because it's very easy to have a very underwhelming live performance with a good song, and that could totally ruin the whole song. So I do hope they know how to make this a very great live performance later. What did you think of it?
I think so like, at first I was like very taken back, because I'm not huge into hip hop, and I know that Brunette actually is like a hip hop artist. That's what her main music is. In Armenia, she's huge. A lot of my Armenian friends showed me her stuff, and I wasn't too into her stuff. So when I heard this, I'm glad that there is hip hop bits in it, but I do think the English for me isn't really working as well as with the Armenian part. For instance, if we had more Armenian throughout the song, I think this would have been 10 times more impactful for me personally. But it is very unique from any of the other songs that we have. So, and the qualities there, her voice is great. So I think this is 100% a qualifier, but I don't really see this as a winning song for Armenia. I just think that it might be a bit too risky, I think, for it to be. I don't know. Everyone loves this song more than I do. That's for sure. I know that, but it's not my favorite Armenian song that they've sang.
I agree that it might be most likely a qualifier here. It could depend on how the live performance could translate later when the Eurovision starts. But generally this is one of Armenia's better songs on later years. But I actually liked it. She's a great singer, and maybe you're right. Maybe if it was totally Armenian, it probably would have worked. But like I said, I'm not listening that much to vocals and such. Well, I actually do. I don't usually focus too much on accents or the meaning of lyrics and such, but generally I thought she was pretty good. So for that, I'm gonna start off by giving her 3 points.
Yeah, I would agree. I would give 3 as well.
Nice to see we're both in agreement.
A lot of Armenian people got mad at me when I said what I said, but I can only be true to myself, and sometimes songs are just not for you, and I just don't see this being. I don't see myself playing this on repeat. That was my biggest thing, you know.
Haters gotta hate, you know. And all of us have the right to our own opinion. And on that, let's move on to Belgium. This year being represented by 42-year-old Gustav. And he is going to perform Because of You. This is Belgium.
And when the world got me going crazy, I'll carry on. And it's all because of you.
Okay.
See, I'm instantly like, love this already.
Already I'm into this.
See?
Disco style.
Yeah, very. House, disco.
Okay, but he seriously his clothes are too baggy.
Very baggy. He's looking like an artist called Jamiroquai. Very similar look.
Oh yeah.
Wait, agreed. It's catchy.
Oh yeah. Already I love the music. Already this is catchy.
Woo! My inner mum is coming out of the dance music. It's very camp, you know?
It is.
In a
But
good
I like
way.
camp. I
You
like
don't?
camp.
Oh, you do? Good. I was gonna say it's the best. It's a party song. That's what it is.
It is. Yes!
Yeah.
This is my jam.
Yeah. Like the crowd's going pretty wild for him, I must say.
Okay, he needs more dancers and singers in Eurovision.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
And more colors on the stage. More
Definitely.
coloring lightnings. Maybe a different outfit. It's not bad, but maybe something different. It doesn't need to be this baggy outfit.
No. His voice is pretty damn good as well.
Oh, it
I
is.
don't, the disco balls. Maybe we need more disco balls, like bigger. Because you can barely see them. They're just on the ground.
I'm all for more disco songs in Eurovision.
Oh, always.
Oh my god. That was great. That was so great. You start with this one.
Okay, well, this is a song that no one talks about. They think, like, everyone's like, why? Because I put it quite high on my list. And everyone got quite triggered with that because no one really likes this. I think it's really cheesy and it's just... I think this is one of my favourite Belgium songs in a while, personally. Like, I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's not the winning song. It might not even be top 10. I don't think it will be top 10. But I think that there's way more potential in this than people actually think. Like, it's just a really fun, upbeat song, and I don't see why people would turn away from this song when it comes up to Eurovision. This is not a toilet break song, I don't think, anyway. And it's just a song to be enjoyed. I really like it.
Totally agree. And I kind of agree with what you said. Like, I feel like people really are underrating these type of songs. Like you said, it's campy, but that's what Eurovision is all about, in my opinion. And then, like, this is the kind of music that really gets me excited. It's kind of like, I don't know if you remember the song Love Power Belgium had 2007, but that's also kind of song that I really love, but everybody else seems to not like it as much as I do. But like, why not? That is totally my jam.
Yeah.
Like, this is totally the kind of song I would love to listen all my spare time. And honestly, I really hope Belgium will make it to the final. I am not sure. It is very sad to know that this is the kind of songs that people will underrate, but if we turn it to a great performance in the Eurovision stage, because this is definitely going to be my favorites to qualify to the final. So, and because I got so excited for this, you know what? I'm going to give Belgium 5 points. I actually, I loved it.
I think I'm going to give it 4 just because I think there's some improvements needed. But apart from that, I think it's a really solid song and solid entry from Belgium. So yeah, 4 for me.
Totally fine. At least it's higher than 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like that. Totally listening to that tomorrow.
It's definitely one of those songs that I would play, and I have been playing a lot. So, I mean, if you want to be in a good mood, just play this, you know?
That's exactly what I mean. And that's what it's for. It's just to put you in a good mood and just feel better. And just have a dance along all night.
Yes!
Let's move along to Cyprus. This year being represented by 24-year-old Andrew Lambro. And he's going to perform Break a Broken Heart. This is Cyprus. Already I'm not into his singing style.
Oh, really? Interesting. He's a very good-looking man.
I mean, this is not very different from a lot of other songs I've heard. Like,
yeah.
This sounds very standard, to be honest.
It's a classic ballad, I would say. But it's quite mainstream. Yeah, it's mainstream, so I guess yes.
Maybe a bit too mainstream because nothing of this sticks out, to be honest. But he is singing a lot better in the chorus.
I think the chorus is quite catchy, actually. As someone that doesn't like ballads, this for me is a little bit better than some of the others we have. But yeah, there's not a lot of Cypriot elements to it at all, actually. None. He's got some vocals, you've got to admit. If he can sing like this. If he can.
Yes. Because it's a very high-produced song, it will advance to the final. If he can hit those notes, I think Cyprus is pretty good for the final.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's hard for you to know what the other ballads are without really seeing everything in the contest, but for me that this did shock me a bit because I don't like slow songs, and I also want to hear some more traditional stuff from Cyprus. I still do want to see that, and I wish they had some elements here that had that in there somehow, because last year we had a very traditional song from Cyprus. This is the complete opposite, but I'm not mad about it personally. But what do you think?
I think it's definitely better than what Cyprus has last year. But like I said, this one comes across as very... I don't want to use the term generic, but like I said, it's very standard. It's nothing you haven't heard before. It's nothing that makes me want to get excited for it, so to say. I can definitely see this advance to the final, but I don't think how it will not get a very high place, because in the end, this is not the kind of song you vote to win, so to say. It's not really the winning material here, nor is it the kind of material you even want to see in the top 10 even. So I don't see any high potential place for Cyprus this year, but probably advancing to the final, but nothing more than that. The song, totally fine, probably nothing I would listen to during my spare time, because like I said, very basic, very standard song. So I give this, I give it 3 points. It's very standard.
Yeah, I think I would give it 3 as well, just because it is middle level for me. It's not amazing, but I do prefer this to the other ballads that we have this year. So if I was going to pick between those, I would probably pick this. I might even give it 3.5 if I'm allowed to, just because it's a little bit higher than just middle for me, I would say. Just a little bit though.
Alright, let's move along to Denmark, this year being represented by 25-year-old Riley, who's going to perform Breaking My Heart. This is Denmark. Going right into it.
Yeah. I think he's younger than 25. I've heard he's lied about his age.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's true though.
Already I'm not a big fan of robotic filters, to be honest.
Me too.
It was actually one of my, let's say, dislikes about Greece last year. I
agree.
I'm not a fan of singers using filters at all.
Yeah. Especially in Eurovision, I think. This song for me is very generic.
Yeah.
Even more than what we just had, I think. Like I feel like I've heard this, you know?
I mean, it's like you said, this feels very generic.
Like, there's nice elements to it, don't get me wrong, but...
Some of there, not very much though.
Like, where's this song going, you know?
I mean, like, really, Denmark? All the songs you had, this is what you select?
I know. He's got a huge following on TikTok, so I think that might have been another reason why they picked him. But that ain't gonna give him votes in Eurovision. Like, the power is so not needed, it's just not...
Oh. I'm not sure if Denmark will make it to the final this year.
I don't think so either. This is like junior Eurovision, like what
yeah,
I would
almost.
say. Yeah. Even they have better songs in junior Eurovision than this.
So, that was a thing.
So cheesy, I hate it. Okay, I don't hate it.
There was something, it was not great. I can't say it was totally trash, but I think that's all I have to say about it. Very generic, just nothing special about it, really. Like, and I already told you about my distaste for artists using filters in their vocals in Eurovision. Like, come on, at least everybody should at least try to sing for real.
I know, I agree. I think it's just it's boring for me. I don't find it exciting. This is a toilet break song for me. Like, I'll go toilet here. You know, I'm not gonna really be wanting to download this. I think most people, especially when you see all the other songs, in the mix that we have a lot of very in-your-face songs. So this will definitely fall down, I think, for people because it's not going to stand out.
You're absolutely right, it will not stand out to the rest. And yeah, like I said, if it was like between this or Belgium, I'm going with Belgium all day long. Like,
yeah, 100%. And people put this before, like after Belgium. I don't understand it.
so I'm sorry, my neighboring Denmark, but you're only gonna get 1 point from me this year. Sorry.
I think I'm gonna give 1 point too. It's not for me. It's just not for me.
It was definitely not for me either. Let's just continue to Estonia.
Yes, let's do that.
This year being represented by 20-year-old Alika performing Bridges. This is Estonia. Is it a ghost playing?
Yeah.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, she is. Really good voice.
Mm.
I do get a bit of chills with that part.
Who left that can in the piano?
I know, what the heck? I didn't even notice that.
Good. More music in. If it was just piano, it would be very underwhelming.
Yeah. It's still playing.
She's a good singer.
Very good singer.
I feel very underwhelmed, to be honest. I mean, it is a sweet song, but it should feel more powerful than it is.
And considering her voice is quite powerful, maybe it's the song, I don't know, but...
Well, I don't think it's powerful enough. She needs more backup in the production of the song.
Ah, that bit's good.
And that high note. So, how about you start by giving your opinion about it?
So, as someone who doesn't like ballads, I really like this. I think I prefer this to Cyprus's. I mean, that's more of a pop ballad. This is more of like a James Bond kind of, like, you know, there's a slight cinematic sound. It's very cinematic sound about this. But I agree. I don't really feel the power the way that I feel like we should with this song. And I do see this qualifying, especially because of her vocals. Her vocals are very good. But I don't think this is like a left-hand side of the leaderboard final moment. I think this is going to probably be on the right-hand side.
I agree with you on that. I feel bad for saying I actually felt quite bored during the most of this song. Like, it's like what you said, it didn't feel powerful enough. Like, yes, she's an amazing singer, but sometimes you cannot rely on your voice alone, unless if she was like singing opera, that I could get behind. But yeah, I feel like something is missing big time in this song. And I feel like the song did not improve enough. I believe it should have had a little bit more production in it. So
yeah, maybe they'll do that. Who knows what's going to happen on the final? But yeah, I think that it does need a bit more atmosphere, especially towards the end.
That would be my advice to Estonia. I wouldn't say it's better than Cyprus, but you know, she was a good singer, so at least I'll give this 2 points.
I think I'm going to give this a 4 because it has grown on me a little bit and I do see the potential in it, but it's still not like my favorite song. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give it a 3. I'm sorry, I keep changing. 3. Let's give it a 3.
Let's see if Greece might interest me this year. This year being represented by 16-year-old Victor Vernekos, and he's going to perform What They Say. This is Greece.
Late August. Feet start to shake, heart starts to ache. Panic, I lay on the floor and I hate that I'm holding.
He's kind of singing like Andrew Lambro.
Yeah. Interesting. Maybe all the Greeks on Panic Records sing like this. He's like really young, I think 16 or something. He's young.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, sorry, you said, yeah.
But the music is interesting so far. It is kind of uplifting.
Sure. This beat's quite nice, actually.
It does.
The production in these music videos. Or the rain.
Yeah. I don't know, something is a bit odd here. Like, I should like it, but I don't know if it is the production that feels out of place with the song.
Yeah. I'm just finding it quite, again, generic. Like, it's not really standing out to me.
Well, the music should be more appealing. It doesn't feel like here.
This bit's a bit nicer.
Well, it feels good here, but during the chorus it sounds a little bit, well,
messy.
all around, yeah.
And it takes time for it to get to this point. And does it really go somewhere?
I'm not sure.
It ends so abruptly as well. I don't know.
Usually Greece is very famous for usually always going to the final, but I feel like this is going to be one of those few times maybe Greece won't advance to the final, because I would have liked it more if the music style was a bit different. Like, the production should have been more. It felt like they tried to stick out a bit more, but I don't know. At this point now, we just wish they could have stayed a bit more traditional, you know, acoustic style. This one tried to be a little bit all around here, but it was an okay singer. The song, I have very mixed feelings, is all I have to say. Like, it wasn't super great, it wasn't horrible, it could have been better, maybe they need to work on it. Definitely a room for improvement here. What did you think?
I agree completely. I actually prefer Cyprus's to this because of the song I remember, whereas this I already kind of feel like I've forgotten it. I don't think they tried very hard this year, Greece, and that's okay, but I don't see them qualifying with this. I just don't. They could have done way better, and I would have liked to see more traditional stuff, but even a little bit again. There was no element of this, like, oh, this is from Greece, you know, and I want to see that in Eurovision, even if it's a tiny bit.
Exactly, it feels like when you hear a song from Greece, you usually can tell, oh yeah, this is definitely sounds like a song from Greece. Like, here, they're just trying to just be like everybody else. It isn't trying to be representing Greece. Like, no, let's be all the others. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Greece, you did not try hard this year, so you're only gonna get 2 points from me. Sorry about that.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm going to get 2 points. It blends way too much into everything else that we know, and that will, I think, damage your scores a little bit because of it.
Alright, let's move on to Iceland, being represented this year by 21-year-old Julia. She's going to perform Power. This is Iceland.
I'm ready to let you go. Won't hold you back no more. And go and spread your wings and fly away. Been carrying you way too long.
She looks familiar.
Yeah, she does actually.
Maybe it's just her hairstyle. I've seen that a couple of times before. Nice background music.
No, I've got goosebumps already, but I know what's coming.
Okay.
We
I like
haven't
the
heard.
beat.
Yeah, it's drum and bass. I love drum and bass.
Like, I can already tell this is very Nordic production music. This is definitely our standard.
Yeah. And I didn't have a lot of hope for Iceland this year, but this has definitely surprised me. Look at her charisma.
Yeah.
It's hard for me not to dance in my chair now because
So let the love shower over me.
there's literally nothing else on stage but her, and she's filling it up.
I especially love these parts of the song. Power.
Yeah.
And I take my flights.
Oof.
Yeah. She might want to have the backing singers on stage in Eurovision so it doesn't look too empty.
I kind of like the LEDs with her, but we'll see what happens. So much energy! How is she singing and doing that?
Takes a lot of training.
Yeah. She looks great. I love her.
That kind of went by pretty fast.
It went so quick. And as I was saying, Iceland had like not a very good national selection. I even heard the audio of this and I was like, eh. But then when I saw this, my mind was completely changed.
But I mean, I believe Iceland has been stepping up their game lately. With all those singers, I don't remember what the name were, but you know what I mean, all those blue-dressed people that were dancing very campy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what, Daddy Fair?
Yeah, exactly. And that other hard rock band, if you remember, the guy with the monster voice. I don't remember their name either.
Hatari?
Yes, exactly. Although this is very different from that, but I feel like this one doesn't have the same standard as what Iceland usually have, because I feel like while it's good, I don't think Iceland is not on the same level as, let's say, Sweden or Finland this year. Like, I can totally see this go to the final, but that might be just it. I don't think she may end up somewhere in the middle or maybe on the right side of the scoreboard, but it's not winning material exactly, but it's definitely an enjoyable song to listen to. Or what do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Like, it's very close to my top 10, but it isn't in my top 10. And I don't see this winning, but I see it on the left-hand side of the leaderboard because it is different. She's got an amazing charisma. I think that people are gonna love just her as a person, as well as the song. It's very uplifting. It's got some gospel elements in there as well, which is always nice to hear. I think people love a bit of that. It's enjoyable for most people. It's not too heavy like we've heard from Finland. I think that's like a love it or hate it kind of situation because of how intense the music is. Whereas this is quite easy to listen to, and I think this is definitely going to qualify.
I might be underrating this maybe a bit now, but so I feel like I'm gonna have to give Iceland a bit more listening to it so that I can actually get into it more properly. But actually, it is a pretty good song overall. It didn't feel too campy, it didn't feel generic. I feel like this is above average, so this, in my opinion. So I'm actually gonna give Iceland 3 points. I feel like that's where I'm sitting on right for the moment.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it 4. I really like this song, and I think that it'll just be even better on stage. So not winning song, but it's up there for me.
It's definitely up there. I might like it if I listen to it a bit more. So on that, let's move on to the last country for this episode. This year they're being represented by 18-year-old Theodor Andrei, and he's going to perform DGT Off and On. This is Romania. Alright.
Hello, ladies. I mean, they could be in more sync.
Yeah. He looks like he belongs into Slovenia's group last year.
Yes.
Oh my god, ladies.
I know. They're crying about something. Look at the attitude of this guy. Love it.
Oh yeah. I like how he's trying to look geeky at the same time.
Yes. He's like, I'm a nerd, but the ladies love me.
Lord.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting distracted here a little bit.
I think we all are.
But yeah, I do like the attitude of the song.
I like the rap. The rap's good. See, they got a filter as well a bit. Oh, voodoo doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what is going on stage? I'm not too sure. Oh.
It's like I thought, hey, you know what Spain did last year? Let's do that.
Yeah.
We need more girls with cheeks and guys, topless guys.
Yeah, adolescent topless guys. Oh, she's closed now.
What the hell?
What just happened? Did you see that? I didn't see that.
Where did that come from?
It's kind of catchy though.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. You gotta have a message, don't you?
Classic Stan Lee message.
Also, I love how he took his earpieces out as if like I can sing without these.
How did the song go again? I was like, what is going on here? Like,
It's very distracting, and I think that's gonna be the main problem with this song.
yeah, like I need to re-listen to this a couple of times before I put it on my top list because, damn, do you think he's gonna have it just like that in the Eurovision stage?
I think he's changing it. I think everyone complained about it, and he said he's gonna change it. So, good. I hope we do see that because the song I really like. I actually think this is a unique song. I like the rapping in there. He's got charisma, he's got the attitude, and I think if they were to change that staging to accommodate something a little less cheesy, especially with the slogan at the end as well. Why do you even have to have that? Like nobody wants war. Nobody wants war.
It's a message we hear all the time, you know. The more you say it, the more it just loses its meaning. So, yeah, it felt a little bit unnecessary, maybe. Either you don't need that, like, we all get it already.
Yeah, no, completely.
Definitely like the attitude of this whole thing, like, and yeah, his voice was pretty badass, honestly, and the song, I might have to re-listen to it again, but for what I remember from it, it sounded pretty good, actually. I was definitely headbanging to it. It sounded really, really badass, actually. I don't know what the odds for Romania is this year. Do you think they will go to the final?
Depending on that staging, I think if they fix that, I think it's 100%. Well, what semi are they in again, actually? I'm not too sure.
Semi 2, but they seem to be very low.
But semi 2 is not that hard of a semi, I think. Well, not comparing it to the semi-final one of death. Like, so if that was in one, no way. But like, if I think there's potential here.
Maybe potential. Maybe I think it's more likely he's failing to qualify than he will, but everything can happen and nobody really knows. Maybe if the staging is less distracting like it was here, maybe he might have a shot because I think the song actually was pretty good. I had to give it more tries until I'm actually getting into it, so...
Yeah, it's not generic like some of the other songs we reacted to today, so if you think about that, and like Greece is in this semi-final too. I don't think Greece is going to get through, but I'm more inclined to say this could because it is different enough. And people like things that they remember, and this definitely, I mean, you're going to remember this as well, so I will
remember the performance and the song for now, but...
Yeah. But I think the chorus, I remember listening to this in the national selection, and this was one of my favorites. And I didn't see the performance, so maybe listen to it a few more times, and then you'll see how you feel about it.
Absolutely. I would feel giving this a 4 would be too high. I don't want to say it's generic, but you know what? It is pretty good still, so it will have to do with 3 points just for today.
I'm going to give it a 4 because I quite like it. I think there's something to this, and I've listened to it a few more times, so maybe that's why.
There is definitely something to this. And yeah, because I feel like this Romania is probably one of the better of all the songs we have been listening to in this episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I am looking at the scoreboard, and it looks like our number 1 is of course Belgium with 9 points.
Yeah! which is not everyone's, so it just proves it. And this is the first time you've listened to it with these other songs and you think this is one of your favorites, so that does
Definitely
say
one of my
something.
favorites.
Oh, thank God, I'm not the only one.
We also have Iceland and Romania sharing on the second place with 7 points, of course. Obviously, they are both pretty good. Maybe I prefer Romania over Iceland, but they're still pretty good, and I hope both of them can make it to the final.
Yeah.
And of course, on the bottom, we have Denmark, of course.
Yeah.
With only 2 points.
Yeah, that's a no from me.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry.
Not your year this year. Denmark might be the weakest Nordic country for this year.
Yes.
For being this campy. So you know what? I absolutely enjoyed this. You are a very enjoyable person to do this with. I absolutely love this collaboration.
Thank you. We need to do this again. I'm so down. Honestly, that was a lot of fun. It always is. When isn't it? When you're with people that actually enjoy this contest, because like a lot of my friends don't. So this is my outlet that I have to do this with people that do love it. So thank you.
Well, if you come to Stockholm next year,
oh yeah,
let's meet up.
It might happen. You know, it seems like it's a possibility. So.
Looks like it does might happen.
I'll be down.
So folks, that's all for this episode. Noosh, would you like to give the audience a message before we wrap this up?
Well, just make sure you subscribe to this channel if you have not, because Lucas does some amazing work here and he's been a part of the community for a very long time. So any love you can give him would be best. And thank you again for having me.
It was all my pleasure. And you make sure to subscribe to Noosh as well. She's also fun and enjoyable to watch her content as well. And on that, you make sure to click the like button, leave a very friendly comment down below, and subscribe to this channel for more enjoyable content. And with that, see ya!
Bye bye.